How's it going, folks? Welcome back. We're going to check and make sure that everything's rolling while we get rolling here. There's my support crew in the background. Wave high.
Wave high?
You wave high. I think you wave. Now we got this auto reset thing going on. Here we go. If you get a chance, the lovely Ms. Carpenter to check on the checkout. All right, I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm coming on live on YouTube. Good. Live on Twitch. I got it here. I'm gonna click in with a muted. Am I playing? It looks weird. Got it muted. And you said live on YouTube as well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're just tuning in for the tune
Check to make sure that everything's rolling.
Oh, there he is.
While we get
We rockin', jockin', super robot sockin'. And we're at that portion of the show where it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much. I had a great time. Just kidding. What we're doing today? We're hanging out. We got a crying baby. That's okay. I'm jumping straight to it. My Elgato streaming deck took a at the beginning of the last video, and I panicked, man. I seriously panicked. Here we go. We're doing this. The music in the background, if it's annoying, too damn bad because it's mine. So I'll switch it up a little bit. You want a little switcheroo? Let's see. I don't think I have to bring live on screen for you, do you? Let's just try it here. It's a little loud on my end. I don't think it's as loud on your end. I've already got it tuned down, but let's put it right in the background. That's from single sessions, which I'm going to do tonight. Hopefully sometime around 8:30 my time. Tired of being streaming so late. Good evening, folks. And here's what we're dealing with. Boom. There are only two gates. There's a gate. Boom. And this is a hard angle to get. I'm not really trying to force it, but you understand the concept. On the bottom left, there's a gate. On the top right, there's a gate. And you have joined me mid-process. Ooh, with my wires exposed. I'm going to try to get a good shot for y'all so you can just check it out. The reason I'm doing this is because this particular installation isn't something that's known or being done necessarily. I'm not even exactly sure why it is that's the case, but essentially what I couldn't find was a replacement joystick that only had two gates. And I think it's just a cost saving measure on the arcade 1-up type expense saving cost measure. It feels like I'm missing something, but maybe I just have to pop it off. Thinking if I pull this one off, out. I feel it might be easier to release that way, but I feel like there's something I'm missing in my mind's eye. But here we go. I'm just gonna do this with all of that. We're gonna get to it. There's no reason not to take it apart because this thing it's a miracle that it even runs the game. Boom. And then when I talk to the people at different arcade companies, the newest wave of Galaga machines only have this controller. That's it. So this is something that the community is going to need to figure out on their own or watch this video. I don't know if it's going to work even, you know. I got the Sanwa Joystick. I'll pull it out here in a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself because honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure if I just put a screwdriver under there and pop it out, it'll just pop out, but there's no reason not to just, take my time, investigate. Maybe there's a hidden screw or something. This particular encoder doesn't documentation that it was easy for me to get anyway. I'm sure someone else could probably find it out there. If you could, shoot it my way, because I would like to know what I'm doing for real. You know what I mean? It'd be nice. The vast majority of my reading since I turned out of community college, 25, it's been technical manuals, so that's pretty much, yeah, I don't see any reason for it to be still wedged in there. I don't know, did you see that? Did you do a replay? Dude, replace these immediately. This is a PSA for all Counter-Cade purchasers for Galaga. I don't know if this is going to work, but if this works, I'll be happy. If not, I'll be using this. This is what I've been playing with. And it's like, no wonder it has so much room. The gate is way over here. Man. Alright, so, you know, rule one, number one, I do a lot of tinkering, tinkeratage, I don't know. But it's a rule uno that you get out your phone and you take a picture of it as you undo it. Well, I guess I didn't adhere to that rule, but at least I have it on video, so I'm not going to worry about it. But generally speaking, I take a picture of everything. And now you can see, actually, there is literally nothing attached. And this doesn't seem to be attached even either, so I don't know if this has been glued or what the deal with it is, but we're about to find out. I'm going to put my fat head. I'm going to get my fat head up in this mug. I know some folks with fat heads. It's not a bad thing. Whatever, dude. Some people just born with fat heads. That's all right. We know a cat, and his name is Fathead. So, you don't want to be making fun of him. And you're just like, okay, is this really this cheese ball? Am I missing something? What? I don't want to... I'm just being real easy with this because I'm kind of confused. I'm going to go ahead and take this part off. This really shouldn't need to come off. I feel like this unit should all go in at one. And then I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, is that glue? Ah, Schniker, dudes. They glued that mug on. Man, they could have just saved the screws, bro. Oh my god. See, the baby's upset at how cheesy this is. Now, you know, it's whatever. You get what you pay for. Most people ain't trying to set 1,000,000 points on one of these, but I think it's a prudent entry point to the community. Man, I'm gonna try to... Nothing, bro. This is severely disappointing. So, I have tools in my kit, such as a razor knife, that will be the next step of this. But now I'm like, man, if I'm gonna have to get shaky with it, do I need to like dismantle everything? Never go farther than you need to go. Oh. I'm gonna try something else too, give it a little. I don't think I put it all the way down when I tapped on it last time, so. And that's your magic touch, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, look what they did. They glued it. Oh no, they glued it. And they said orientation. Oh, make sure you have orientation correct. I show you orientation here now. So let's see, can you see it? So that piece, goes that piece, left, right. So we're just marking down what it was. Yellow is the right. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then green is the left. So yellow right, green left. I'm going to write that on the text file, which is basically just my investigation file for this particular project. If you're on a fancy, like I've set up, I've had help desk set up before, Zendesk, all that. What's the other one? Ticket. I forget what that one was. Help HP ticket. But I'm just gonna make it simple and saving some old stuff here and new, and then I'm putting in here yellow, right, green, left. Okay, that's it. It's so simple for you to stay on top of this shiz. It's really not a big diz. I'm gonna just take a look at multi-stream, see if we got everything up and running. That should come through. Everything should be coming through there. And I'm gonna switch back over to the main feed here. I'm gonna get a higher shot up here. So you can see here's this, and now I'm gonna bust out the replacement. It shouldn't be that big a deal. As far as orientation goes, you know, I'm gonna look that up because whatever they were thinking, they didn't send me documentation. But I think it's not that hard. I'll be able to look at it online. Which the company I bought it from, awesome company, Retro DIY. And this is just a Sanwa joystick. I don't know if this is even compatible in any way with what I'm doing. And I as far as like, that feels like, oh, it feels so good. Oh my God, it's so tight. I feel like right there. Can you see it? Can everybody see it? Start visualizing. But you a long frigadale away from knowing if this shigadale is going to work. So the first thing I got to do is look at the pinout. And on the Sanwa, it only takes 1 ground. So that's cool. And if, you know, the other joystick wasn't connected in this particular way, let's pull these up. Nice catch there. Call that a Jedi catch. Now, so clumsily, I've had to develop super skills at catching stuff that I drop. Real handy, right? And then we just look real close on here. We're going to bring you back for the overhead close-up shot. Hey, I have an Elgato Stream Deck overhead. And I'm going to bring you in. Ooh. A little photo. Let's see. This is terrible. It's not even... I honestly don't know, because this has built into it 1, 2, so this has 4 gates. So you're saying, okay, if it's just 2 gates, just take left, right, and it only needs 1 ground. So you have, your pinout's going to be left, right, up, down. But see, the thing about that is, in 8-way mode, there's a combination feature, which I don't need. It's 2-way mode, so is there a dip switch? I don't think so. But I only need 2-way mode. And there's only actually in the board, you can see the hole. There's only room for a 2-way movement in the stick, so it won't even matter. So here's the first moment, is looking at these, there's no indication on which is positive or negative. Oh, wait. Okay, I can look this up. It's a micro switch. And so that's the next step. I don't know if you're a DIYer, you automatically know model, serial. It's like name, rank, serial number. And then you go to look up some Chinese part, and it doesn't exist anywhere. No one's ever heard of it. That happens. But all right. If I had to say, it says it says 1, 2, 3. And it has COM, and it has no 3. And then on the other one, let's see if it matches, if it's the exact same micro switch. Alright, so that's good. At least it's just the same part. So we'll be able to look up micro switch. And here we go. On the back. No, that's just wattage. No, there's no actual... I mean, we know what brand, so we can look it up. I can probably find it. But honestly, I don't know if it's that integral to be worried about something that doesn't actually produce voltage, but is rather basically a simple gate on-off switch. And it's on for the time. that you press it. So if you hold left, your Galaga dude just, he'll swoop all the way left, and then once you let go, it'll stop sending the left signal. So that's it. But inside of here, whole different universe, bro. I don't know how I feel about it. That feels great. Sound. You can hear my sound. I don't know if you can or not. Has anyone checked? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Here we go. This is classic Jedi. This is. Am I on there? Am I in the mix? I don't know. I'm monitor off. I should not be being able to be heard. So I'll kick it on, but I'm not gonna. If it worked, it worked. But snipe. Okay. Everyone's always like, shut your music down, it's trash. She didn't say that at all. Yeah. Oh, I forgot we reset the whole system. I originally had planned on being closer here to negative 30. In your phone, in your setup? I probably could have come down anyway. Anyway, I'm not getting stuck on them. I don't keep rolling. For viewers, hello, all you viewers. And so, this is it. This is the moment. Now, I've already been to the back side of the cabinet, and I've already seen that in there is a small 4-way plug, and that small 4-way plug in no way is compatible with this, because what you're seeing here, I assume, is a 2-channel. So when I look up the pinout, which it's probably very simple. 1 is the ground, and then 2 left, 3 right, which is yellow and green. Wow, could it be so easy? And when you ask industry professional, they're probably not going to know this right off the top. This is brand new, cutting edge stuff. So there is this part of me that's just like, fuck it, snip, snip. Do 2 of them to the ground, which I believe to be the black one, because it's off to the left. And then you could just wire these 2 in, put it in. But here's the last thing you won't know is orientation. So I just need to look at the pin out and the diagram, which ain't okay. I'll switch up the music a little bit just to give myself a little pat on the back. This is my music. Produced in single sessions, which I'm going to do a single session tonight. Okay, I got to go over and say something. Yep. Here we go. Just getting. I knew that doing it the way that I just did it, it was going to cause a problem. Check 1, 2. I can't do it. I don't know what to do. Any other distraction? So is it really bad? Check 1, 2 is probably. I mean, you're in the same room too. I think. Yeah, I mean. Honestly, I don't know if it's that. That sounded good. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna keep it rolling. So I'm just looking up. I'm over here. I guess I'll, on the fly. I guess this is like not how folks in this land do this, but say again. All right, cool. Well, I mean, for a minute, yeah, that makes sense. I'm on a browser source, add source, stream source. I don't know. I'm going to add the source once I get it. So first I'm going to just do, the web window. Lost all the viewers. Oh no. Ah, yeah. Now that's a geek fantasy right there, bro. Just all those things you know what's going on. You like, I'm getting the upgrade, cuz. A lot of nerds be talking like that, I heard. I don't know. Window capture, here we go. I'm gonna grab up my Google window for you. Wasn't really planning on doing this on screen, but then I was like, you know what? Why not? Why wouldn't I? It doesn't make sense. I want to record exactly what's going on anyway. So, yeah, we'll just keep it. All right. So I'm just going to do this while I do the Google search. I think this is a very important part of the everyday everything that I do. Honestly, is the Google search. It's absolutely imperative. Let's see one thing real quick. Oh, I don't know what the whole universe just dissolved in front of my eyes. Just kidding. I didn't really do that. Here we go. It's like, even if you put your window capture on top, it's like, nah, not today. And it just kicks it back down. There you go. All right, you got me. You got the Google search. This is where I do a lot of my best work. All right. And since I'm Google searching, I'm going to kill some music because it's got to be on point. I don't want to waste y'all's time too much. I mean, I do, but you know, not too much. All right, so I'm going to do a Google search for Sanwa Joystick pin out 5 pen. I should do it. Easy peasy. You see in images and diagrams. I didn't spell pin out right. It was too far apart. All right, joystick parts, focus stack. Where do I want to go for this? I'm seeing an image. I'm just going to go for an image, just to look at the image. Okay. So up, down, left, right. Orange, red, yellow, green, baby. So actually, they did this correct. So they got yellow, green, left, right. Let me look at the text file. Yellow, right, green, left. Is that backwards? Green is right. So it's backwards. Key frame. That's the first frame that you have to focus on is step number 1. Color pattern for Sanwa Joystick is you guys can't see it, I'm just typing it in a text. Color pattern for Sanwa Joystick is yellow, right, green, left. I guess I could share that with you too. I don't know. Get kind of crowded. You're like, oh wait, can you double check that? Make sure that's gonna. Is that even what you were actually looking at, bro? I'm like, black is the ground. Sanwa. It says it right there. I believe it because it is the internet, and even though I may be a little older than your average whiz kid, have been geeking it since '96. So, color pattern for joystick is, and then I'm going to put in up, down, left, and right. Be authentic with their patterning so it can match up searches. And then up is orange, down is red, left is yellow, and right is green. That's the first thing we know. That's good to know, but that doesn't really tell us the whole story. I'm going to save this file. Pin out Sanwa Joystick. And I'm going to save that just on my desktop. I'll package out all the text and everything up in a final package and then put it out for release on wherever. GitHub, my own website, wherever. Okay, and then so the next step is the voltage match. So one of the things that I had previously concerned myself with is that due to the fact that you're only using two of the what would be four directional points or four gates that are in here, because of that, you might have a problem with too much voltage. But now that I'm looking at the way that this is set up, then the only last thing that I need to Google search really is micro switch, Lima Electronics. Just do a quick search on that, ski, and it comes up, very first thing, micro switch pin plunger. Well, that is awesome. Has the pin out set up perfect. But it does say, let's see, 250 back for Honeywell. So this is quite the actuator. Is that what it's called? Micro switch? No, it's a pin plunger. Okay. Now that's an Amazon search, and then I want to go in. And then what I like to put in, when I put that in, I like to put in pin plunger, but then put in diagram. Is it? Oh, no, diagram. Diagram. So that'll make Google give you back images. And so you can just look and see, is this an image of this and a diagram of this? Yes, it is. Great. Perfect. You just pull it up. As you can see in my window on the right hand side where my mouse is, I'm just looking at this. It's not that complicated, really. That's not our switch. So none of those are our switch. This is our switch, but that's not the right diagram. And you're just double checking that, you know, the assumptions you're making about the wiring are correct. So is it going to kill you? No, it's not going to kill you. And I honestly don't believe it matters because the polarity on these is actually one of the least important things. And so I personally think if I swap the colors and I do both the grounds to one side, then that's it. And so I'm going to go and say the NO is the negative and COM is going to be the positive. And then I just want to go back and look at the switch. There's no particular way to do this plunger thing because it's a binary signal. So if I look at here, it's got some stuff, but no actual diagram information. And I'm just perusing through. I could actually go to here and look at the specifications. But the thing is, it's a 250 volt, 2-terminal. And so the wiring side of it is all up to Counter-Cade, who are keeping their secrets. And so let's go pin out, Counter-Cade, micro pin plunger diagram. That's the damn insides of the thing. So Counter-Cade, micro pin plunger diagram, but that's not what you want. You want the schematic. Booyah! Let's see, here we go. Nope. Nope. Not having tons of luck on this. I'm only going to spend a few more minutes on it, and then I'm going to fucking, excuse my language. I'm going to just go for it because I honestly think the polarity of it is the least of your consideration. And truthfully, I could go next step and look at the board itself, which may be what I might end up having to do. All right, and so Counter-Cade, one up, Joystick Galaga Schematic. This says a replacement. I've been through all of these, and none of them are to do that. The ones that do have the joystick aren't doing the joystick replacement. They're doing the MAME hack. So oh, come on, y'all. I'm going to get flagged because of YouTube plays in the background. Get out of here. Oh, is that my arcade? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're like, oh, how is this relevant? That's not even your shiz. I know what to do. I already know what to do. I like to see the inside of a couple more cabinets, just like I just saw, and then make an educated guess that this is the negative and this is the positive. That's what I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna set it up. I know I have to swap, so the 5 pin's gonna go direct. The next step, now that we have the pin out, that we're gonna attempt to try. And again, not too worried about it. Not worried about it burning out the system or anything crazy. So the joystick does fit. Now, do the holes fit? I don't know. Let me drop this guy over here onto the overhead cam, and we'll get a quick shot. And of course, the cutout piece is going to be missing on ours. But that's not that disheartening, although that will create some shift. But look at that. Oh, man. Oh, no. It's so good that without a limiting plate on there, it still actuates down. But Galaga doesn't care. It doesn't see that. Is that going to cause issue? I don't know. Is that the right orientation? I don't know. That may not even be the right orientation. So we know that this little boogaboo is going to be a problem. This thing is not cool. I'll bring it up to the close up with the light. That angled piece right there. And that's a directional cue for the previous joystick, which wasn't really a joystick. It was a free floating plunger, right? There. It's a free floating plunger. It goes in all directions. So that part in and of itself is good. You could use that in a repair for a machine that uses an 8-way or something, if you just needed this part of it. But whenever you get down to it, it doesn't have an actual joystick with an encoder. It has 2 pieces. And so honestly, I don't know, because this is an encoder signal, that this is even going to work. Honestly, I don't know why it would work. But just looking at it, this could be a good hack. It could be a bad hack. But either way, I'll be able to replace it. I'm going to cut the wires here with plenty of lead. Let's see. Here's the plan. I'm going to cut the wires here with plenty of lead. And so then, there you go. Nope. Bouncy cam. There. And then I will be able to attach the joystick with the top open and turn it on and test it. And so those are the next couple of steps. Go back up here to our overhead view. Let's get rid of this search. I think we're good on that. I'll just close that window so we can go back to the window if we got to do that. Okay, that's a messy view, huh? Let's see. Let's make that prettier. I don't know if that I just said that. Okay. So the next phase of this is to cut the wires and to patch them and to figure out the orientation. All right. And don't you love when you actually open programs that can be detrimental to your stream? You did not mean to. Okay, so we're moving on. Next, we're going to look up Sanwa Joystick orientation. All right. Should be simple enough. Okay. So when the pinout's looking at you, that doesn't tell me anything. Let's see. So if we start with the pinout, there. Okay. The one that's here. Nope, that's still not it. Let's go installation, orientation. Seems like it should just give you a simple image. Sanwa Joystick installation orientation. It's going to give you the cue of which way to put it in. Oh, I'm in images. Let's go to all. Let's actually try Sanwa Joystick installation. Which way does the joystick? Yes, the TP8YT. See, this is actually, you know, I'm going to go ahead and kick the window capture back on. And, you know what? I'm going to turn on a new tune in the background. Let me pull up a new tune. And these are just single sessions. I do this on Saturday nights, make a track all in one night. And when I open these tracks, first thing I do, since I'm streaming live, is I'm going to go options, preferences. All right, that should be good. Let me give it a go. See where we're at. Nope. Probably too high. I'll get it there though. What a difference your output buffer size makes. I'm such a geek, bro. Here's some music that I produced while I'm trying to look up how to do this. Ah! Top it to the echo. Thank you. Throw something else up in chat just so I can see if it's working. Oh, that's loud. Sorry, y'all. Turn it down if you don't like it. I like it. Helps me think. Trial and error. That was it. How's that sound on your headphones? Yeah, the music. It sounds crisp. It sounds super clean on mine. Sorry for the dance break. Not really. Okay, so basically what it's saying is you can do it however you want, but it comes down to the wiring. However you orient it, from there, that's how you figure out the wiring. So the pinout that I pulled up has a specific orientation, and it goes back to the previous search that I did. So I'm just going to hit back, and I'm just going to go here. Ooh, I love that. Have you got the audio you can check yet? Does it sound okay? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good news. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, actually I've got it way in the background. Is the bass hitting your headphones though? Wait till I pump it up. There you go. The bass is about to hit. There it is. Did you hear that? I don't know if you're... Huh? Alright, so in reference to, so this goes this way. Alright, I get it now. A, B, so A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B. They made it even more confusing. They totally made it totally so much more confusing by saying it this way. AB is up, down. So if it's this way, AB, up, down, left, right, is up. Typing table. Yes, C, A, B, E. Okay, so left, right is A and B, so it'll be here and here. And the colors that they're suggesting are not the colors that the pinouts say. And those colors are the opposite of what the colors on the pinouts are. But again, it matters where you orient it. So if it's this way, and I'm playing this way, that's one thing. But if I turn it, and I want access to left, right, this is the most important part about the install. Is just double checking, making sure that you understand. Each pinout corresponds to a gate, and then there's one ground. On here, each one of these are their own gate, and they have their own ground. So now we'll go in and we'll connect the harness. So when I ordered it, I got the PC to PC5 thing because I didn't know exactly what was going to be on the board. And it's this tiny 4-pin double stack. Terrible. It's not even worth showing on my screen. And so I'm just going to go ahead. Ooh, that beat. Is that bass hitting yet? Yeah, it's kind of good. Is it louder? Okay. Alright, so anyway, so now if I have my orientation this way, I know that right under there, so boom is A, B is there. So, oh. B's got me, B's got me. Here we go. Thank you, wife. Here's what I was showing it. All that. And then I have a close-up camera over there. Whoop. So, now left, right, up, down, right? If you're gonna, that's what I'm trying to do. So we flip it over, and it says this is called A, B, C, and D. And it's saying that the colors are, and I want to see this corresponding. Because the other one explains it as up, down, left, and right. Green is down, red is up, orange is right, purple is left. That's not even the freaking color scheme we're working with. So at least we got that straight. I think this is pretty straightforward. A, B, C, D. Those are each, and actually, if you look really close, those look like the same type of plungers. So maybe they didn't chint us. They just gave us a different type of joystick, so that's good to know. It looks like they're the same kind. I want the same brand though. They're definitely not the same heavy duty ones. Alright, so now we're going to take this. We know this is A and B, and that's going to be left and right. And that happens to be A is green, B is right, and that corresponds with A is left or yellow, and green is right. So A is left, which is green, which is the opposite of what I'm saying. This is difficult to understand. Huh? Using? Alright, so one more time for my mind. I know you guys probably already got this, but we got left is A, B is right, left would be green. So that is back to what it said. Left is green, and right is yellow. In this orientation, and only in this orientation. Now, will this orientation work? Let's slide it in and see. It does, but there's no limit on the gauge, so there could be some weird effects. Because up down it's still engaged. It won't be firing, but It could be some weird effects, but luckily it's an 8-way, so if I'm only registering 2 of the ways, left, right, there's no chance for diagonal. But I don't know how that's going to affect it. I do know I've got a couple of these I'm going to slip on, so that's going to be completely covered in there. And if I tighten it to one side, that stops up from actuating. I go the other way. But it's almost there, so I'm going to get an X-Acto knife. I believe I have in my solder kit. Track's almost over. When this track's over, I'll give your ears a little break. Soldering kit. You can get one of these. I don't know, 20 bucks, 30 bucks on Amazon or whatever. Has everything you need. It's got a nifty stand. Let's see, there's my soldering station there. Everything's set up. I'm gonna give you guys a little fresh angle on what I'm doing here. Alright, I'm getting my razor knife out. And I'm just gonna hack this tiny little piece of board out of the way. Because, you know what? It shouldn't take much more than that. You want to be careful you're not sprinkling inside of the board or anything like that. There we go. Nice and easy peasy, baby. Yeah, I'm going to set this up to be, my 909 project is going to be part of some DMCA free Shigadale. And you notice that some debris fell right there. It's not a big deal because there's not a wafer board or a breadboard. There's no circuitry. There's the wires. But I'm going to be respectful and I'm going to just push it down to the bottom of the cabinet. And then I'll go back and clean the bottom of the cabinet at the end. So now I got this going over here. This is it, man. You guys are, this is the first how to mod this type of cabinet with this wave that I haven't seen. I'm making it up as I go. I've searched YouTube. There's been a lot of Sanwa joysticks. But most people that get these probably don't even know how bad the joysticks are. I mean, there's almost a 1/4 inch of float at the top of these joysticks. And that's because they're cool. They're cool. They're free floating. That's a cool joystick. But for a 2-way cabinet, it's not the jam. And actually, I'd say for Pac-Man, it's probably not the jam for Pac-Man because you want really precise. I feel like Sanwa is known for that precision. If you want more 8-way control, you might go with the HAP. Man, I didn't realize you guys are all the way over there. You go with the HAP joystick. And I researched them both. Whatever you do is going to be about the same amount of money. And you still aren't going to be able to get a kit from either of those companies for this particular machine. Or from OneUp to do this particular upgrade with this particular machine. I think they imagine more, lightweight users probably, but for me, this is about a training opportunity for, hitting a million. This is hitting a million right here. It's what it takes. You ain't hitting a million with that other joystick that I had. It just wasn't great. Oh, you're snappy. Oh, snappy. Sorry, Mama. The music's off. Not sure why we did that. Rookie mistake, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get back on it. Don't worry. So I'm going to try it out now. Ooh. Left, right. Blocks. So that current position blocks the up. And so in order to just fast forward this, I'm going to pretend like it works. I've done this on many projects where I was like, why didn't I just spend the extra time, like right now, to slap in 4 screws? I would have been done with this part of it. Oh, look what I did. Do you see what I did? The orientation. Oh my. So that's a good thing to spot before you donk the whole situation. Anybody else use the word donk out there? Because I feel like I'm trying to make that a thing. I don't know if everybody else ever heard of donk, but we say kadonk-a-donk, badonk-a-donk, donk, it's on my Donkey Kong. And yeah, I'm sure it comes from Donkey Kong. It's an arcade reference, donk. People may not know that, but when they say, it's on my Donkey Kong, that's an arcade reference. There's a lot of those in our society that people really don't appreciate. Okay, so this is where we find the difference. I'm going to give you the zoom shot here. This is where we find the difference in what we're doing and what was done. They used a higher hole and a tighter pattern. So that hole right there on the bottom, because we just cut that edge out, doesn't exist. So, you know, I'm going to give you guys the close up here. No music? You're not going to put on music for it? Oh, no. I mean. Low volume was making a feedback. I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. So maybe not. Go ahead. Yeah, I feel you. I'm not tripping. So now we got zoom. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this self-starter. So that screws in. So that's, I'm not having to balance it and be like a, a wizard here. All right. So I'm going to put this in. And stop holding it tight. And there's another like level of this. I could have taken all this apart and did all that. But this is like, you know what? This is how the average person is probably going to want to do this. I don't think, and honestly, I used to spend all this time perfecting things, but the reality of it is, if it's sufficient, then you've made it well enough and it's aesthetically pleasing, then it should be okay with you. You should not have to have. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lock in this last one that's already pre-drilled here. And then before I even do that one, I'm going to hold it tight. I'm going to switch back to the main, and I'm going to go ahead and go to this box over here. And we're going to go window capture off. But then, you know what? I use the Elgato Stream Deck. I can just very easily go to Streamlabs OBS source and make this in lab main window capture. And I will call it the web. The web blue. Oh, my little daughter is so patient and kind and just barely a few months old, and she's already putting up with her parents' antics, and she does a great job. So just shout out to her and shout out to my wonderful partner. All right, so we're in there. What we're going to do is do a hold test. Just kind of think where we want it to go. If that's it. See, what I'm doing here is I'm matching that corner first. So since that corner is flush, I'm just going to start with that, and then so you notice that corner is not quite flush. So you could cut it out if you wanted to make this a professional install. You could cut it out even more. But honestly, the test is, let's hold it in place and see what it likes. Left, right, up is disabled, but down is not. So maybe if we shift it? Nope, there's no shifting that. Up is disabled, but down is not. So, I mean, I think that's something I'm definitely willing to live with. I was prepared to live with a 4-way joystick. And the actuator on the bottom is not going to fire. So that should be it. I'm going to go ahead and just slap it in. I don't think anyone should take any more time on this than what they're doing. I get it. You want to be pro and legit, but I want to play Galaga. And the missus ain't going to let me stream all night long. She's going to want a break at some point. So, and we're doing this. I thought this was a self-starter, but that's the other screws. So I'm just putting it in. It's you know, compressed board like pretty much every cabinet of all time. Come on. I got it hooked. There it is. One more push. We in there. And we're going to put it in. Lightweight. We're not going to have to just, you know, crank it down right off top. First, we want to test it. See, our daughter is super fit. Just wait. Chill. Okay, so you see I got some slides. So check this out. So this is the amount of adjustment that you have available once you've installed this in this particular cabinet. You see they just routed that out like a drill hole, and that was it. So you could adjust that in a number of ways. This, though, if you look really close, I'm going to do the ultra close-up overhead, close-up shot. Let's see if I can get that to focus in there. All right, down beside the pole. So when I move it this way, you see it shifted right and it shifted left. And then, but now here's the important one. Shifted down. Down is not working. Neither is up. That's good. That's right in the range. That's exactly where we want it. So you want to be careful. You don't want to shake it too hard. You want to try and hopefully, oh, it shifted. So now you can test it with your hand holding it. Yeah, so that wasn't quite realistic. So let's see if I can. Nope. Really got to split the difference. And I think that was, it was sideways when I got it to work last time. No, here we go. Down. No, up still works. Up is working. Still working. Up is still working. All right. So the concern is the sound when you're hitting the actuator. Left, right, left, left, left. Oh, I hit it. Oh, no up. There's no up right there. I like that. And no down. This is the perfect spot. I got to lock it down. So what I'm doing is I am going to hold this with all my might and just screw in. And we're going to start with the new one first because the new screw is the first time it's been screwed down in this spot will hold in a snugger way. So hopefully, nope. No, that's okay. We're going to keep trying to work this until we can get it centered enough to shut them both off. It's a tough little adjustment to try and do because it's slotted, you know, and you guys can see under here the struggle is a matter of like, you know, a 30/2 of an inch. If I can get it to go on this way, nothing. Up and down are disabled. So I'm going to hold it tight right there. And again, go back to the bottom right. This is the new screw. So it's going to have the freshest hold. And it should grab the tightest. Now we're going to bring everybody else. It's not 100%. I'm going to be honest. It feels squish. Mainly because we're going back to the same holes. And the other one was glued. And so I think we're going to find these screws are probably slightly inadequate for this job. And that we may even have to glue the panel down. But there was some glue left on the compressor, the board itself. So maybe that glue will actually be okay. Here we go. I don't know. Here's the moment of truth. Left, right, no up. There is a down. But I'm happy with that. I don't have a problem with that. I played, you know, with the down sound. But if you hit down, you're going to hear the donk. So left, right, clean. This is where I should be. You're not all like this in Galaga. You know what I mean? Let me switch back. You're not like this. You know, it's really just a matter of like left, 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 right, 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 left, right, left. And then you get your ball on there and you're good to go. So one thing I did notice, make sure I have. Okay, so that's this part of it, but I don't even have to do that yet. I don't want to do that yet. So now I got to figure out the hard part, the part that actually has consequence. So now I'm going to grab my harness, which is, my wiring harness. Oh, here it is. Good move. Thank you, Miss Creative Carla. And she said, love the bump up. Sounds really good. Thank you. All right, so now we got this guy. We've decided yellow and green are set to be the two that we're going to use, and then the black one is going this way. And since I can just look right here, I'm going to look. I'm going, you know what? Like again, I don't think the polarity is the concern. And so we're going to go full bolt, these two, and then, but we want to mark them. So let me see, I should have a marking pen here. If not, I'm going to grab something. Get a chance, will you shoot me a Sharpie? Chocolate, very important in my day. 85% dark chocolate, not milk chocolate. 3 grams of fat in a small bar about that big. So before we do anything, let me tell you, this is a #1 secret trick. Before we do anything, we are going to mark these wires. And one of each wire, corresponding with the same attachment, will get a black Sharpie mark. And I'm assuming this is negative, because the other one is black. And you want to go way up. You do not want to mistakenly not mark enough. What? Okay. And so now the same thing over here on yellow. And this is to identify in case of rollback, which honestly it seems very possible, because I don't understand how an encoder with a 5 pin out, I guess it's not what they call a USB encoder, so it should be fine. Okay. And now we've got that marked. We're going to go ahead and snippity-doo-dah. I think the wise thing for me and the best thing for me is just to do like a little vinyl tape, twist together, test, power on, make sure the whole thing doesn't blow up. Possibility. I mean, not likely, obviously, but okay. I'm going to go back to the main shot here. Whoa. And next one of these, I'm going to have pre-programmed chat stuff, because I just don't like the chat window looking bare. Did I not set it up to stay there the whole show? I mean, this is stuff, you know. Do. Here we go. Always show. We're going to put, you know what, get that up there, and we're going to go always show. And then we're going to say, yeah, 1, 2. Okay, I was just, we got our electric tape here, and we've got our snips here. We're going to snip the black wire. And plenty of lead on each side. Okay. And I got the black wire snipped. I got the black wire snipped. And so now on this side, black wire, black wire, black wire, black wire. These black wires are all going to the same destination. So a simple snip and strip Which me personally, because I'm a data guy from way back, I use something called electric scissors or electrician scissors or lineman scissors sometimes. But it's easy to score just very lightly and then pop off. Score. Gotta be careful with that. Again, like I said, if you want to do like additional work to make this part of it easier, you could take off the back, just attach the board, and pull this piece out and actually change the pin out and do a full pin out swap over. But I am not going to wait that long to see if this even works. Now, if it does work when I do the wife's, better bet I'll have that all set up. She has a 40th anniversary Pac-Man cabinet that's going to get a Sanwa stick too. I know, the Hap is the Pac-Man stick. I know that, but I don't know if these little machines can have a ground for each. I don't know. There's a lot of wires in a double 4-pin. That's all I can say. All right, and so now we're over here. And you know what? Because this is the test run, I'm going to leave them at a considerable length. Oop. And for the test, I want to basically twist them at about the same length. When I go to do the final, I'll probably do some soldering and just a dab, just the tiniest dab of solder. And just that way, that thing is completely protected. I didn't score the cable before I went out. 5 is one of my favorite numbers. That's how many viewers we have across the board. Hello, everybody. I wonder what my multi-stream is doing. Probably nothing. Huh? Let me see here. I wonder if I ever hit the broadcast to Instagram button on this new program. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to hit start broadcast. Boom, you're live. I don't know. Check my Instagram, Jedi Joshua B. Somebody. I'm personally going to just go like snip, snap, snapperoozy. This is just to do the quick lick and stick. And then you're like, oh man, what am I doing? That doesn't go to that. Do you see what I did? Black to black to black to black. I mean, I had to do all three anyway. So what we were first doing, and we'll make this a little bit longer because it's attaching to 2 wires, so we'll have 2 locations on the same lead. If we are to solder it, you don't necessarily want to clump them all together. You want to kind of line them up so it's a nice wire-like transition, smooth stacking. And so now we have all 3 of these. For the test run, we know that these 2 hopefully are the same. We don't know. And the chances of it blowing out the machine seem very low because you have to actuate it in order to send the signal through. So I'm going to say not very likely. It could. It could blow it up. Ooh. And that was a bad tape. Never look away when you're taping. Never look away when you're soldering. Never look away when you're gluing. Never look away when you're cutting. Never look. You get it? Everybody got it? You just never, when you're doing a thing, stay focused, man. And obviously I'm talking to myself because I just didn't do that. That's just a quick one, a quick press. They're not even really entangled. And then we're going to go back. That's our negative. And then before we get any further, without further ado, we're going to plug in, oh man, what the funk stick. Did you see that? Did everybody see the new development? This piece is blocking my piece. Dude, holy, participle, and, or, for, nor, yet, tell me the truth. Say it ain't so, baby. Alright, that's where the other one, I think, snipped into. So I'm just going to go in here gangsta style because I'm too deep in it. I'm too deep in it. Do you guys know what it's like to be too deep in it? And then you're like, I'm not going back and removing that in any other fashion. It's only there for the other piece that doesn't need it anymore. And so it's gone. So remember that step, ladies and gentlemen. I probably won't. I'm just kidding. All right, so now we're going to put this on. It is a rough thing. So you know what? Put this mug on before you put it on. You know what I'm saying? Tell past self first, and then if I do say so myself, you didn't really know that with this particular combination of things. It's like a lot of unknowns. Click, I got the click. So we got the click, we got the blacks, and then these ones. No, that was not a racial comment. Who said that? Who said that? So we got these leads stepped up and ready to go. And then these leads, which are blanks, are left and right. We got to pull them out. Make sure we got the same leader length. You don't want to chop them at some wildly different leader length than the previous ones, because you want it to be fairly close to matching if possible when you go back into it. And I'm like, I didn't like how tight that was, so I'm going to go a little higher, which is okay, just to give myself some more room, as long as I save enough room on these, which we might use these in another episode to actuate something else. All right, here we go. And snip, never cut two wires at the same time if the power's plugged in. I did that once at an install. I was on an install for National Cash Register for McDonald's, and I cut through. I've been there for 14 hours. I was doing the last couple little things. I meant to cut through the zip tie, and I actually clipped the power line for a 220 power and blew a hole in my snips that I had, like a nice, like perfect hole, and it made me nauseous and sick, and then my skin singed, or not singed, but smelled like burnt hair. And I had to go home. Luckily, the install was pretty close to being done. They finished it with the Go Live guy, and woohoo! Stories of being on the road for National Cash Register. Right, that was the last of a dying breed. Those rollout techs back in 2010. Those guys, they were used to doing rollouts where they'd be on a rollout for 5 days, and they would have 50 people under them. Like a lot of them were large project manager specialists, but they were like either close to retired or been drummed out of the business, or they were the lower end. I'm not gonna lie. We were all the new kids who had never done any kind of lead work before. So we got fortunate in that sense. Now I'm going to stop right here, zoom back in, and focus on what I had written. Left is green, right is yellow. The reason we came to that is because when you look at the pin-out picture, it tells you A, which is green, is right. So I just want to be sure. A, which is green, is left. That's what the 5 pinout says. So I know I said it backwards. So that's why I'm doing this like multiple times, because honestly, it drives me mad just looking at it. Okay, right, left. Okay, so A is right, B is left. Green is right, yellow is left. Okay, so that's what it says there. A left. And so we need to invert that, because we want to go right, which should activate A right. And if this one is oriented, fuck it, that's what it says. It can only be one of two things. You either have wired the entire thing backwards, and it's just not going to do anything, because it's not a high voltage. It's not carrying a high voltage. Or it's going to run backwards, and you'll have to go left, right, up, right, and I'll just switch them over. All right. This guy going. How's the fam doing over there? And I'll turn on another tune here in just a few. Oh, let's wrap this good tight. They're doing good. Good. Sure, this isn't the most exciting thing for them to have to endure. But they listen to my music, so they knew what they was getting. Alright. So we got those all set and prepped, separated, ready to go. Last thing to do is plug in and get power supply. And we're talking about a 5 amp power supply. We're not dealing in huge, there's no huge power requirement for sound or large CRT or anything like that. So plugged in, okay. Nothing catching on fire so far. All right, and the shot was looking pretty sloppy. All right, I'm gonna turn it on. Let's see. I don't know. Loading up. Volume. Gotta take my headphones off. Down works. Okay, so we in the game, but since down works, all right. So left, right don't work, but I'm mounting down and up works. So down, up. I've connected those two, so we just pop those off. We're gonna turn it off. We're gonna unpower. I'm excited. I'm real excited. This is me starting to get excited. You're gonna see it happen right now before your eyes. And to tell the truth, I don't feel bad about it. And you know what I'm gonna do just for my own benefit, because hey, if you're not watching your own stuff, then who is? So I'm gonna put on a song right now that I did. This has got some good meaning to it. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna play the track. I think I already cut this track. We're going to music. You guys can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm going to music. Jedi 909 project. And this is actually in the Jedi folder. So Lamenting House Beats are some down tempo things that some down tempo tracks that I put out. And so here's one of them. I'm just going to play it and see if it plays through. That was very strange. That's very strong. Very strong. I'm going to try this one time. Oh, it's a 3-second clip. It's the wrong clip. Good one, right? You're like, good one. Good one. Good one. You got me, guys. Is this it? Oh, that's the loop. Haha, okay. So, back up. Thanks for checking me out. If you're hanging out, if you're not, oh well, that's cool too. I'm not really tripping. Lamenting the House Beat. Actually, I have not cut this track. That's why. So, you know what? I'm okay with that. We're just going to roll it straight out of Ableton. Here we go. We're going to go File, Open Recent Set. I need some water. Be blessed. Okay. No worry, no hurry. Yeah. This track has not been recorded. It's strange it hasn't been recorded, because it seems like it'd be a lot easier for me right now to play this track if it was recorded. So round 2, swing and a miss. It's okay. Thanks for this one's here. Alright, I guess that's it, man. This next week I'm gonna be recording tracks all week long. Let's see what we got here. Drop it in the background. I like this track. It's kind of cool. It works. All right, here we go. Now we're turned off. We're power unplugged.
But the lid's not on, so it needs to be away.
Yep. Okay. Back to it. All right, and so now I'm going back here. I got my wires right here. Just what we call a licking stick. It just kind of stuck them together, and then that showed us that in this orientation, the way things set up, you know what, down is kind of cool because that'll allow you to flip through the menu. It's only 2 games, but something to think about if you're doing that on the 4K. You know, if you were trying to disable it, maybe, you know, having it enabled is okay. These are just going to go back to dormant. And so now there was the one diagram that was exposing orange and red. And so I got to go back and look. We had so many. Up is orange, down is red. And then this one is up, down, are yellow, green. So C is left, D is right. So left, I think that's going to be green. I don't know what it's going to be. Did you like that move? But you never seen someone drop a pair of dice and it get caught by their headset. That's another Jedi catch. That's 2. I should have a little counter. Bling. 2 Jedi catches on screen. Alright, and this is actually how you do it. You get in here and you do it. You do one twist and you do a swoop. Pow! You want to check this because I think I shredded it. That's a good thing you shred it. You see how thick that is? How thin that is. Now, is it going to matter? Not 100, but you want to get back to it. So, and this isn't the final one because I'm going to solder them anyway. 1, 2, and then pull. I didn't do the 1, 2 idea. 1 and then try to pull. So now we're just going to fucking guess it because there's no point in trying to bullshit. And you know what? Honestly, we don't even have to cover these up because we're dealing with such low voltage and it only powers when it actuates. So unless you're holding it, you're not going to feel it. So we're in there. You do want to keep it unplugged while you're working on it though. That is 100%. 100. All right, here we go. It grounds out to the joystick. All right, and it's coming up. I'm going to tilt this a little bit. You can see. And then we got right, left. No, right is working. But left is not. So if I go in the game, start. This, you have to test it because it said right, but it's moving up and down. So maybe that just swapped out up and down. Who knows? And again, it's weird because there's only one ground and we got both grounds connected. So we'll see. Everything seems to be working pretty good except for the left. Right works perfectly. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to disconnect this one. Boom. And left, right. So this is the right. So now we know. Turn it off. Unplug. Yeah, that's a little hackery, but that's what I'm doing here. I'm doing a hack on this cabinet so that I can have a better joystick. And it may be maddening where like I swap these wires out. Left just never works for some reason. And they never even tell us why. But we know this is right and it's working correctly. And we go to our mental capacity and we go, why isn't that left working correctly? We double check it. Okay. It's orange. Should we try a different color? That doesn't make sense. Okay, so now that I think about it, I didn't turn the game on and test. I was so excited. Rookie maneuver. So any one of these could be it. We're just going to go through real quick. Pop it on. think, yeah, it's green, but hop back in the power. And you know, it just has a simple power, DC power connector. It's not a big deal. And you can see it plugs in to what looks like a phone charger. So, all right, we're powering up. Nothing's exploding. That's good. And nothing's working. Nothing's working. Oh, wait. Something is working. So we're going to go this way. Galaga 88. I've only played this a couple times, but okay, it just takes forever to start. So down is now right. So, okay. This is getting complicated. It's about to get really fucking complicated. That is not the button we want. So we're going to go back in here. I'm going to take this back on when we switch back on. Because right was working, and it seemed like right, red to yellow was working. But that may be only if, you know, 1,000 fucking variable. Alright, so simply put, trial and error. That's what the sites are saying, trial and error. So I gotta hear. That does nothing. Okay. I'm not even gonna unplug it anymore. Ugh. Oh, you know what? I thought that was orange, it was red because of the lights. So I think this is, and then potentially this. But again, trial and error. I think it's joystick. It's not like charged itself. It doesn't hold. It's not a capacitor. It doesn't have the ability to hold the charge. Let's go breakdown on this one. Turn it down a little. Okay, so now we got it up. We're gonna go in. It don't even matter whether up and down, whatever.
No.
So. Nothing. Boy, that makes you sad. Okay, so a lot stupider than we thought it was. And that's every combination. So orange, green, red, yellow. This produced a right hand working last time. So. And then we have to take in consideration that maybe that the lines are not, those are not the ground. But one of these is a ground. And it's grounding out if you connect the wrong one. Right seems to be working. So this makes right work. So then that makes you wonder, okay, if I take off this, yeah, I know. It does not work. And then you go back and you put this on, and it does work. So then you go back and you take this off, and it still works. Okay, so now we found the connection. All right, we go in. I think this is the right orange to green. There you go. Pin out number 1 on the 5-pin pin out for the Sanwa JLF joystick, which I purchased from DIY Retro Arcade, is green to orange on the Galaga 2-way switch replacement. So I'm testing it out. Oh my god, that's just annoying. Dimension 1, stage 1. So I got right. I got full right, exactly how I want to write. Right all day. Orange, green is right. Catch a few points on my way out. I can't go left. I can go right. Down doesn't do anything. And that's actually what we want. And so now we're going yellow to green. Oh, got bombed out. They really tried hard with that Galaga 2 or Galaga 88. I don't know if anyone ever played that game. Feels so good. I want to be playing right now. Oh, nothing. So right, that's out, and yellow, orange. Nothing. Yellow. It's the only combo we haven't tried. No, nothing like it. Okay. The right still works, left don't work. So that, my friends, is quite disconcerting. So what should be left? If orange is right, let's try the diagrams again. Let's do web source. You guys can see. Here's what we're doing here. We went through all of these. None of that made anything work. So now we can try combinations of things, but I don't know if that's even going to work here. This brings up the bigger question. Now that that doesn't work as simply as we had hoped, we now have to go and investigate the grounds and see what the ground's got going on. So we pull the ground. Now nothing should work. Joystick should be disabled. And we couldn't move left before, so. I'm going to separate the grounds too, so. Nothing. Green. Green moves us right. Yellow. Technically, yellow should also move us right. So, we'll let yellow come up. Right, left, nothing. Nothing. Right, left, nothing. Okay, so yellow wasn't doing anything in that combo. So, what we're going to do is pull it aside. We're going to decide why that is. So that should work for right. So we got our right stick working good. That's working great. So let's just double check it. Now it's actually nosy. All right, and then so we're like, okay, well, let's see if just hooking up to non-ground has any net effect. Let's see. Let's find the non-ground. So you're fucking shitting in my face right now. Why are these not marked? All the way. Did I cut off the entire marked spot on that shit? There's no way. Look on the other side. Black mark. Black mark. Maybe I snipped it off. That is not all the way down. I don't know if that was the right wire from the beginning, so I could add it backwards. So let's see, let's test this. We know that this is the right actuator. We know that this is the ground for that. Something. See, now frustrating. Let's hold it together though. No right, left. Okay. There it is, right. So that's for sure negative. No, it's for sure negative. Just some bad news. Okay. And still, I think that's still just right. Should be left though. Should be left now. Going crazy. Here we go. Man, this is hard work. Yeah, so clicking right now goes left. Okay. Alright, so this is for sure the right pin. And this is for sure the right pin. Huh? Oh yeah, thanks. Alright, and so we're just going back to the green connector, which seems to be the right actuator, which seems to be working correctly. So that's all we know so far. So this one is the ground. Where's that ground? No, this is the ground. And now I'm going to try reverse polarity on this one to see if this is just this different type of switch. Okay. And And no matter what I do, if I go this way, that should also result in right going right. Crap. So I need to set the joystick into switch mode. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go Dick website. I never heard of that before. So technically I should be able to hook this up with anything and make that direction work. So black, so now yellow, black. So we're going yellow, black, and yellow, perfect. And then in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm also, oh, that smells so good. I'm also going to, nothing. And that's because he's lost his ground. So we're going to ground here. Okay, so we got something. Let's just all the way left, all the way. Like fucking hook them all together, hook all the buttons together. Okay, that went right. What are you doing here, right? Left. Right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. Okay. It just always wants to go left. So that would seem like yellow to yellow is correct. So take yellow off the ground. This is an insane little puzzle. So no left. So we know that's left. It just doesn't have its own ground. So what if we ground it out to something? What, like me? It's not going to take a juice. Huh. What if this is the ground and we're fucking it up? Okay. Right goes even though we cross connect here. Right still works, even though we're cross connected there. Okay. joystick only needs one ground. I keep hearing that in my head, and so that's what I'm trying to do here. So right is working. And we're just going to keep cycling through over here. Try orange. Green. And we've done yellow already. Yellow. Okay. Yellow. Okay. So now I'm going to go to over here. Right, no left. Man, this is taking a lot longer than I had hoped. I knew it was going to be complicated, but man, this is the job. So now what we're doing is we're attempting to just use one ground, and we still got right, no left. Alright, so what if we go 2 of these, right, no left. It's going to be that way. So now our only option is to go back over here, and we're going to pull up the web shot, and we're going to look for I think there's dipsticks. And you're like, dipstick, you should have done that beforehand.
Hi, Shane from DIY Retro Arcade. I get questions
I see
often
gates, but
about
that's not
Sanwa
what we want.
joysticks and what gate you need to use with what game. The factory Sanwa comes with this gate right here, which is a 4 or 8-way gate. It works pretty good on most machines, in my opinion. Some people do elect for your fighting games to use
In this video, we're going to show you how to change your Sanwa joystick.
Okay.
To keep track of your starting position, find where it says PC on the plate and turn the whole plate so that this is at the top. The restrictor plate shown here is set to 4-way operation. Holding the restrictor plate, push the insert towards yourself and push the 2 small pins counterclockwise to the next notch. The restrictor plate is now set to 8-way operation. If you ever want to set it back to 4-way operation, simply move the insert counterclockwise.
Didn't help at all, didn't help. Alright, this may be a bust, guys. I may have to go back to the original setup and let me see. It's not anywhere. All right, and then the other thing too, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to look up the what's up for the god? I have to look up the whole thing. It's getting wacky. It's pretty frustrating to get this far and then look at it and be like, oh man, what's going on? Nothing's happening. That's why you can't see what's happening. I got right working, but I got to go back. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go back to, and I think I know why it's not working. Because it's not a grounded switch. And so the grounded switch is acting like it's working, but it's not. It's actually just a 2-way switch. And so all what I need is an additional ground to hook to that would connect and reconnect this same line. So basically, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it with this this setup. But I'm gonna try one or two more things before I hop off here. I'm not a defeatist. I've got the right way working, and that's because orange. I'll show you here. Orange and the ground. You can hear it. You'll see it. No left. Yes, right. Oop. I don't know what I did. Oh. Oh, that creamy, buttery click. It's so close. It's so close to what I wanted to do. But that's not how it works. And so now I got to figure out how to turn one ground. Let me see something. One ground. You only need one ground, but can you operate without that one ground? It's possible. So now you're going to go here. You're going to pull the joystick restrictor plate off, which is in 4-way mode, which can be converted to 8-way mode. And so now you look at these guys. You're like, all right, internally, they're the same exact thing that we had, but they're in a series. And so you don't want to change the orientation. So you want to make sure you're watching carefully. And so one little trick, if you do that, is I'm going to put a mark on the board and on the metal plate so that I know those two match. That's one way to do it. And I'm way down here. And so now I pull it off and I go, okay, the inside, I can look at it now and I can see that the reason that this is having such a hard time is because these are internally linked to this ground through the circuit board. And you see it's the same exact thing we have. Left, right, left, right. It's got two pieces. Looks like the side piece. Oh, there we go. Okay. So our COM piece hooks to the circuit board here. And you can see the connection on the back side of the circuit board here. And then you want to go over here to the next one and you want to look to here. And you can look and say, okay, we were correct. NO is the ground. Okay? So that tells us that we do have it hooked up right to the one. And now how is the question I'm going to have to go research and then come back for a whole nother fucking episode of this foolishness. Is how do I change a parallel circuit to a not parallel circuit? And I may have to actually, I know what I have to do. I have to solder it direct. And that stonks, because that's not, I was not trying to do any work on the actual circuit board for this shit. But I can see where they connect. If you trace the way that the breadboard works, breadboard, the way that this board works is that that dot is corrected negatively to green, for example. And then that dot goes all the way around the outside and connects to every one of the other dots. So in order to connect the left-right bumpers, which if we put this on correctly, is this way. So when we push the stick to the right, it's clicking this bumper. So this one is the one that's working. Okay? And now why is that? And which diagram does that match? And it would not be that hard with the resin, with the solder sucker, to remove one actuator from the circuit board, heat it up, suck it off, but then you would have to attach it to this one directly. I personally think that's the only workaround because they have a parallel circuit. This is one circuit on the outside. You can see this one connects to here, and it goes all the way around the outside. It connects to here. So that last dot, we look here and here, go all the way around the outside of the board, connecting the negative posts on all of them to here, which is the black, which is the negative post. Turning a series circuit into a parallel circuit, because you must have more than one ground for more than one. Doesn't make sense, huh? What'd she do?
She rolled off the mat. She did a double roll.
She's fine. She's okay. Tell her. You're okay. Good double roll. Good job. All right, and so now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look at this a little differently. I'm going to see if when this is attached and I'm pressing right, is bumping this bumper. So now I have to go look at this circuitry. Goodness gracious me, oh my. Okay, here we go. There's a whole different level. That's not even the Sanwa. So this is the Sanwa. So Sanwa is here. Attached to it is A. And that should be green. So we go and we line it up and we look. The one we're looking for in this diagram is B. And does that correspond correctly with the cable that's working correctly? No, it does not. Orange. Orange is the one which is set to up. So the one that's working now is orange. And now I'm going to go in here and trace it on the board. Here's orange. It's number 2 position. 1, 2. Follow it all the way around. It terminates here, which is here. And so I'm going to say this is orange. And put an O. So we know that's orange. Alright, and then if that one is orange, I mean our diagram is saying that's the up cable. And opposite of orange should be the down cable. So if this is yellow, no, so if this is orange, which would be C, this connector came with the connect correct connector, so I know it's on the right way. Yeah. Crazy baby. My baby's doing gymnastic moves at 3 months, 4 months old. Okay, so orange is the one that's working. And the one I need to work is opposite of orange. Opposite of orange is supposed to be red. So now if I take orange off, and I put red on, technically speaking, But if it's serialized, then I could see where the circuit would be requiring completion before this would work. So that sucks. But we're gonna try. Let's try it out. Let's try the phone. Okay. So red. Yeah, that's the solution, folks. You got to take them out of serialized circuitry and put them into parallel circuitry. So, man, that's a pain in the badoots. But hey, it is what it is. At least I discovered what the issue is that on the Counter-Cade Galaga machine, the connector that it has is it's not a serialized circuit. It's two parallel circuits. So the gates are in parallel, and this is what you if I had the double 4-pin, you could just take one out of one and one out of the other, because if they both have a ground, each side of each pin has a ground. So that would be an easier harness. So a 5-pin to double 4s would have been an easier harness to do. So now I'm kind of sick to my stomach. But now I can go, this is red. And then I trace it back on the board all the way back around to red. Okay, so that's how it works. So then we go here and we want to go green. So we look at number 2 here. Green, this is green. And this red, orange, green has to be, but we'll double check it, yellow. We're 1, 2, 3 from right, 1, 2, 3. And that one goes around, chart it around. Boom, terminates here, yellow. Okay, so yellow. And that's still the orientation, yellow, red, orange, green. So we just have to decide which one's going to come off the main circuit board. And then we have to figure out, is that going to Fugax everything up for it? I don't think it will. I think the next video you see me do is going to be a solder video, which I'm not going to do right now. And I'm going to have to remove this because it's tied in directly to the single ground, which was an amazing, 5-pin. Now you know, but because they're using what would it be the equivalent of 2 of the 4, right? 2 of these, 1, 2. Right? It's going to have to be soldered over. Man, what an exciting experiment. So, I think I'm going to take a break, maybe hang out with the wife and baby, and do a part 2 to this one. And because I know what to do now, I have to remove the solder, snip that piece, and then resolder this metal piece directly to the other ground. Is that simple? That's not simple, but I can do it. I know I can. I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Had a lot of fun, and I'll be back probably tomorrow. Let's be honest. I love you all. Thank you for watching.